Hey, horror fans, once again, it's the Horror Miser Monty G, and since this being Black History Month, I decided to do a special series this month called The Blacks in Horror, yes. And first up, I'm going to review the horror movie starring the D-O-double-G Snoop Doggy Dogg, Bones! Now, Bones was a 2001 American horror movie. Was directed by Ernest Dickerson, of course, starring rapper Snoop Doggy Dogg as the title character Jimmy Bones, along with Pam Grier, Michael T. Weiss, and Clifton Davis. Now, from what I understand, this movie was supposed to pay homage to several blaxploitation horror films that came out in the 70s, such as Blackula and Abby. And I believe it was another movie called Black Zombie, if I might have that mistaken. And basically, I didn't see this when it came out in the theaters. A lot of people didn't like it, but I saw it several years ago, and I actually did enjoy the film. So now I'm going to finally give an opportunity to review it for Black History Months and Blacks in Horror. Now, the premise of this is pretty simple. After 20 years after his death, Jimmy Bones comes back as a ghost to wreak revenge on those who killed him and to clean up his neighborhood. So this is basically a very simple story, and that's what the movie is about. Just a guy that used to had a nice neighborhood. He got betrayed, he gets killed, he comes back as a ghost, and I gotta wreak my revenge against those who wronged me. It's as simple as that. Now, to be honest, my horror fans, I really wasn't expecting that much out of this movie. First of all, Snoop Dogg was really not much of a known as an actor other than Baby Boy. He really hasn't done anything movie-wise. And here he's going to be starring as the lead actor in this one. So I really didn't have much to expect out of this film. Another problem was we really didn't have that many successful black-centric horror films throughout the day. I mean, yeah, we had Blackula and Abby back in the day. I mean, there was no Get Out back then. It really wasn't any black horror movies. Yeah, we had probably at that time we probably had like some low budget black horror pictures at the time. I don't even remember their names, but no major release with a black actor as a lead in the horror picture. But thanks to the direction of Eric Dickerson, who actually did Tales from the Crypt, Demon Knight, and the performance of Snoop Doggy Dogg, I actually did enjoy this film. It actually was a pretty good and highly entertaining horror picture. Now, like I said before, this picture is dark, it's violent, it's bloody, and it actually does pay a little small homage to some of the blaxploitation horror pictures I mentioned earlier, such as Blackula. Like I said, I did enjoy this picture. Now, don't get me wrong, it's not the greatest horror picture you're ever going to see, but for what it was, I found it highly entertaining. Now, again, this is a very simple story. We have Snoop is Jimmy Bones. He's a numbers runner, and he leaves his neighborhood somewhere we don't know where. And he's respected, and he's a protector. He does everything he can to keep the neighborhood safe. And unfortunately, he is betrayed by his own partner, Jeremiah, and this crooked cop, Lewitich, I believe that's what he's called, from a drug dealer known as Eddie Mack. Yeah, his drug dealer named Eddie Mack. Almost forgot the guy's name. When he refuses to allow crack cocaine to become in his neighborhood, his business partner Jeremiah, the crooked cop and drug dealer Eddie Mack, kill him. They kill him, and they bury his body in that nice elegant brownstone that he lives in, along with his lovely girlfriend Pearl. And of course, as predicted, several years later, obviously the neighborhood is in ruins thanks to the drug that they spilled throughout the lifetime. And Jimmy Bones is still there, but he still haunts that brownstone there. When we see his partner, when we see Shotgun, I believe his guy's name, who was his buddy, he's been going on hard times, and he likes to look at that whatchamacallit. He sees the brownstone there, and he can just feel Jimmy's presence every which way. There's some nice visuals that I'll talk about later, as Jimmy Bones' spirit still haunts the brownstone. Now, Jeremiah now has two sons and a stepdaughter that he's supposedly trying to redeem himself from his betrayal of Jimmy. His son and his brother and their stepsister Tia, played by Isabel Catherine of all people, Catherine Isabel of all people, they decide that they want to buy that brownstone and turn it into a nightclub. Yeah, nice, good idea. Unfortunately, because Jimmy Bones' spirit still haunts it, they accidentally find his bones, but try to keep it buried. so that way they can buy the brownstone. Unfortunately, a series of events that happen, which I will not describe as what happens. Jimmy is resurrected, and he goes on a rampage to get those people who wronged him and to kill anybody who gets in his way. Now, first of all, again, I want to give director Eric Dickerson credit. He does a pretty good job in setting up the places in the film, especially the brownstone. Similar to what he did in Demon Knight, he has nice one-shot visuals in certain places of the brownstone to make it eerie and scary looking and create tension in the film itself. So I give him credit for making that brownstone setting very scary looking. It's dark in certain places. You can tell that there's something going on. And once again, we have the spirit of Jimmy Bones haunting the place any which way. I believe there's a beginning of the film, if I remember correctly, when these two kids go in there and they try to desecrate the film, and they're killed automatically thanks to the spirit of Jimmy Bones. I also like the nice touch of having a dog as Jimmy's familiar. Now, anytime when the dog kills someone, he eats it. It gives his bones more power until eventually he gets resurrected. Some of the kills that the dog does is very bloody, and I like the fact that the film doesn't hold back on the bloodletting. And of course, eventually when Jimmy gets resurrected, that's when real shit starts to happen. There's some excellent visuals in the movie when Jimmy Bones comes back to life and he kills people. There's this one particular scene when he actually gets to Jeremiah and he dumps his head into what is supposed to be hell. And it's a great visual scene. It looks like a scene from a dimension right of Hellraisers. And the guy is scared shitless too. I don't blame him. That's what he gets for portraying Jimmy Bones. Even Snoop Dogg has has a nice line. Yeah, it's a trip, ain't it? I cracked up. It's such great visuals to see that in a movie such as this, and I really thought that scene was excellent. Now, no, I don't think any other actor could have done a great job as Snoop Dogg is, because I believe this role was written specifically for him. I mean, in the beginning, he's dressed pimped out to the nines. He's just comfortable in this role, sort of like this role was based on someone of his life, but it's really not. But I don't think any other actor could have pulled this off. So you got to give Snoop Dogg credit for the acting he does in this film, and he also makes Jimmy a sympathetic character. He's not a villain in this one. He's not a mean drug dealer. He's just a guy that wants to protect his neighborhood and wants everyone to be safe. And unfortunately, he is betrayed by these people, so you don't feel sorry for him. You just know that you start pulling for him because you want him to get the revenge of the people who wronged him. And I think Snoop Dogg did a good job of pulling this off. I like Snoop Dogg and Pam Grier. They have excellent chemistry together. You can tell that Jimmy and Pearl really loved each other. Even after when we get several years later, you can still see that Pearl still has the torch for him. That she's still in love with him. So I thought those two were great together in their roles. The one thing I did not like about this picture was the forced humor. There's a couple of characters who are I guess you call them stereotypical black characters in the film, and they tried to make jokes, and I thought that was kind of forced. Yeah, they get their due justice in the end, once again because of Snoop Dogg and his great in the role. But I thought their humor was forced, and a film that obviously seemed to want to take itself seriously, and they want to throw in that because for some reason, yeah, we got to have black people act like some people think black people should act all the time. Another thing I did not like was Patrick, Jeremiah's son. I really didn't think he was good as a lead. I think he's just there just to base some type of redemption story for Jeremiah because of what he did to Jimmy Bones' character. And I just thought he was just there. The film really doesn't give him anything to do. He's just there. I also didn't like the forced romance that they had between him and Cynthia. That's Pearl Star, played by Bianca Lawson. I do like her as an actress, but I think she's just there just to try to drive the narrative there. There's really nothing that these two do to make us believe that all of a sudden, hey, they're going to be lovers. Even when Cynthia's secret is revealed right around the third act of the picture, that didn't even surprise me because I saw it a mile away. I mean, come on now. Everyone could have saw that coming. Really didn't give me no surprise. It really doesn't add any weight to the film. So those are the only those are the only particular parts I did not like about the movie. So, despite those little flaws, I actually did enjoy this film. I thought it was a decent horror picture. I thought it was a great for a Snoop. I thought Snoop Doggy Dogg did a great job as a lead actor. It has some great visuals, some great on-screen kills. I really did enjoy this film a lot, and I highly recommend you guys to see it if you haven't seen it at all. So, the Horror Miser is going to open up his vault, and I'm going to give Bones 3 out of my 5 gold coins. Just going to give Bones 3 out of my 5 gold coins. Yeah, I really did enjoy this picture. It kind of surprised me because, again, I didn't expect that much, and we got ourselves a nice horror movie. So, my horror fans, have you seen Bones? Did you check it out? Do you think this was a good horror picture for black people? Or do you think this was a terrible waste of time? Leave your comments down in the comment section below and tell me what you thought about Bones. Well, that's my video for the day, guys. Hope you did enjoy it. And if you did, please give it a thumbs up because it does help the channel a lot. And once again, if this is your first time here, please hit the subscribe button and ring that notification bell. That way you can come and enjoy the horror experience with me, the Horror Miser Monty G. And always remember, all my social media links will be down in the description box below as well. Just to let you guys know, the contest for My Bloody Valentine is still going on. I will leave a card up here. I'll get that right. A card up here so that you can check it out. Like I said, it's very simple. I'm still running that. So if you want to join, you know what you got to do. You got to become a subscriber first and just leave a comment in the comment section on that video. Like I said, there'll be a card up there for you to click on and join my contest for My Bloody Valentine's Day. Once again, my name is Lamont Smith, better known as the Horror Miser Monty G. And always remember, horror rules. Ha! Vince, take us home. We're out.